Well, you guys, we finished the Trap and Tone Challenge with LASHAE for the month of October. And I think it was great. It was challenging. It was amazing. We are so happy with the results, and we hope that, other people will join in for the next challenge and just try it out and see how you feel. So there is another challenge happening in November, okay? So go to the site ifyoucanmove.com. The link is down below in my description box and sign up for the challenge. And don't forget about TLC, NutriBurst, and all of the amazing products that they have at TLC. The link is down below to where you can purchase some of those products. I've even gotten my husband into the NutriBurst. I've gotten my husband into the tea, actually, especially if he isn't feeling that great. Sometimes he might have a little stomach issue. He drinks that tea and he feels great like an hour later. So, just saying. Don't listen to me though. All right, but yeah, y'all, just wanted to give y'all an update before we started this video, but yay, we finished. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another This Is Us review, y'all. I hope y'all got a chance to check out my review of the first and second episode, which were really good, but definitely hot button issues in that video. Either way, it was a rather enjoyable review to do. Let's go ahead and get into this one. So let's start off with how the kids are all teenagers. They're all going through puberty at the same time, okay? We see Jack and Rebecca take them all to the doctor, and when they're leaving, the doctor says, "I will pray for y'all," okay? Because that's a lot to handle all at one time, okay? Teenage Kate is slimming out, okay? And, noticing boys, and boys apparently are noticing her. She got picked by this cute guy that she was dating, or going with, whatever you want to say for when we're in middle school, child. But either way, she was dating this little guy, and they had a group project in school, and he asked for her to be in his group project. So she's all excited. So her and her friend are talking about how he must really miss her or really want to get back together with her, which is why he asked to be a part of her group. Meanwhile, Kate's friend likes Randall. But Randall is being pretentious and clueless. She tries to talk to him, but Randall wasn't really paying her any attention. Randall's like, "I'm going to watch this cartoon, then I'm going to go to my room and do my homework. Don't follow me," okay? Kevin and Jack come inside, and Kevin basically is getting tall, getting big, looking like he might be a prospect to play ball and all of that. Jack is very excited, so they go down into the garage so that they can lift some weights. Kate's little boyfriend shows up, and come to find out, he's more excited about the project than her. Randall has to run from Kate's friend when she suggests he takes her root beer lip balm. She said she always wanted to kiss someone who looks like him. So that means she's fetishizing a black guy. Yes, because we don't get enough of that shit everywhere we go. Love our men, want to have sex with them, love to throw it in black women's faces, take our culture, and then tell us that you did it better. We're aware, we know who you people are. When everyone leaves, Rebecca gives Kate a pep talk after she feels slighted by the desert groupie, because that's what we're calling the little boy. He's a desert groupie, Mom. He didn't really want to be with me. Rebecca gives her some good advice and then goes over to Randall's room, and Randall shuts it down because everything that has to deal with him being black and racial issues, he shuts it down. He handles it on his own, and he doesn't share it with his parents. And because they've never had a black child before, and because they are not black, they have no idea how to sit down and have conversations with him that he obviously feels uncomfortable having with them. So unfortunate. This episode, we also got to see two people who we did not know, okay? A Vietnamese older man and seemingly his granddaughter, whom he teaches how to fish. And then they go into the house, and he shows her how he fries the fish up. And she asks about the woman who's in the pictures all over the house. He says that's the only woman that he cooks for besides her, or something along those lines. But either way, eventually we see that that woman is Laurel. So Laurel didn't die. Laurel didn't try to contact William or the son that she just had, but moved on to be with a Vietnamese man. Okay. Am I the only one about to get really annoyed with this whole Laurel storyline? I digress. Let's move on to the rest. So last episode, we saw that Randall decided he was going to try to find a black therapist, because in the times of George Floyd and the pandemic, we need someone who really understands us, okay? to counsel us. So he has interviews with a few black therapists, and the last one was a black man kind of around the same age as Randall, had a cute little, black little daughter that came into the camera frame and made him feel like he saw himself for a second. So he thinks he's gonna decide to go with that man, which was cool. I think the man had a nice vibe, kind of, easy going about it. I don't like doctors that don't have a warm bedside manner, specifically in matters of your mental and emotional. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell all my issues to someone who I don't like. Basically, Beth is downstairs putting her foot in some pancakes that the girls don't really appreciate until she says, for the fourth time, I put my foot in these pancakes. Okay. Randall comes downstairs and confirms that she put her foot in those pancakes. He tells her he thinks he's found his new therapist. She's happy about that because Randall needs someone who he can talk to on a weekly basis to deal with all of his issues. The more Randall deals with his issues, the less Beth has to deal with on her end, because it ends up falling into her lap when he falls apart. And that's how relationships go, but nobody needs that to keep happening. So when Randall actually has his first real session with the therapist, I'm going to learn his name eventually, he makes a point to mention that Beth is black. And the therapist tells him that he has nothing to prove, but because Randall grew up in a white family, him going to a HBCU, him choosing a black woman to marry, thank God. But all of that matters to other black people. And that's just the truth of the matter. It may not matter to his therapist, but he knows that other black people care about that. It is so important that if a black man has two white parents, that he chose a black woman to marry. Because if not, it would feel as if he has lost himself, in this process from growing up to adulthood and has not been able to find himself in the black community. Therefore, finding, a white woman and not being as close to his black side. You know what I'm saying? That's how people think about it. For lack of me being able to verbalize that the right way. I hope y'all understand what I mean. But I understand why he felt the need to clarify that. Then Beth texts Tess got in trouble at school. When they sit down to talk to her, they find out that she made this weird music video. You know what I'm saying? You know what it reminded me of on Teen Witch? Cause I'm hot and you're not. But if you think that you can do it, I'm gonna give it one shot. Top that. Cause I don't know all the lyrics like that. Top that. I wish you could really take a look and just try to stop that. Top that. Okay, that's what that reminded me of. But they were going off basically about how they don't appreciate how out of touch their teachers are. 1, don't touch my hair. 2, I am a they, I am not a she. And I was just like, child. Here's the thing. Personal space is one thing. But that whole I'm looking at you and seeing a girl and you wanting me to say they is so difficult for me. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like Beth said, fine, they. Okay? I don't mind saying they. But I want y'all to understand that most of the time, people are calling you what they're calling you based off of what they see when they look at you. And they don't see they. They don't see they. They see her, she. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that's a change we're having to make in order to make everybody feel comfortable in their skin. I get that. I'm open to that. But I still am going to admit that that's hard. However, whatever. Tess went about it the wrong way. Okay, she thinks her video was her being herself and speaking out about injustice and finally finding her voice and who she is. She's done being prissy. Beth hopes that it's not, the other students' influence, but Tess says that it's not. And this is who she is. Beth is pissed, but Randall is proud of her. When Tess goes upstairs, Randall says, I thought she was going to be like me. Because y'all remember she was having anxiety too. So he thought she was going to be holding everything inside the way he did. And now seeing her, saying how she feels, keep your fucking hands out of my hair, teacher. And all the other black kids, stop touching their hair too. Okay? Stop it. What's wrong with you? Okay? I get it. Ultimately, I really do. And I like that Randall is appreciative of the fact that she's using her voice. Yes, it may not have been the right way to do it, but the fact that she's not going to be like him holding everything in therapy in her 40s because she was so oppressed emotionally as a child without even, somebody really trying to oppress her. That's the funny thing. Nobody tried to oppress Randall, but this is the system in which we live. And it is automated at some point. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy when you think about it. But anyway. Beth tells Randall that She handled that wrong. She cannot go around making videos like that, and he knows it. So he needs to go up there and lay down the hammer as far as what the punishment is going to be, so that Beth isn't the bad guy, because that's the way it seems when Beth is the one that's like, no, this ain't the way, Sway. Okay? So he has to go up there to Tess's room and talk to her. And he tells her that even though he catches what she's putting down, that wasn't the way to handle it. And that's not who she is, no matter what she thinks. You're being a sullen teenager. This is teenager shit, Tess. I know you think this is who you are and you should always speak your mind. And I'm glad that you're stepping into that. But this that you did with this video and all of that, you're going to look back on this and be like, oh my God, why did I do that? You know why? Because it's teenage shit. It's teenage shit. And there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're punished for 6 weeks. No cell phone. She was so upset, she called them fascist. I'm just like, yeah, no, your household is a dictatorship. That's what it is. We pay bills, we take care of you. This is a dictatorship. We listen to you because we're your parents and we love you and we're trying to raise you to be an adult and not a, enslaved human. If I'm not teaching you anything, then you're just doing everything I tell you to do. You're going to grow up to be enslaved to my mindset or somebody else's, but damn sure not your own. So yes. We're teaching you to be a free-thinking young woman, but this is still a dictatorship. You are punished. Randall was given homework by his therapist, so he actually sits down to, write that homework, and he tells the story about Kate's friend who only liked him or only wanted to kiss him because he was a black boy, and she always wanted to try that. So yeah, something that definitely has stayed with him throughout all of his years. Madison wakes up at the crack of dawn to Whitley Gilbert herself. And y'all know what that means. That means that she can get up and put on makeup and brush her teeth and make herself look presentable, then get back in the bed to pretend as if she, just looks like this when she wakes up in the morning. That's what Whitley Gilbert used to do when she married Dwayne. Get up, brush her teeth, put, fluff her hair out, put a little blush on her cheeks, and then lay back down as if, oh, this is how I look in the morning. And Dwayne was like, baby, you be so beautiful. And even your breath is fresh. It was just so funny to me because that's instantly what I thought about. But that just kind of goes to show that Madison is going through her own thing right now. And we kind of see her as a background character. And I think she's finally stepping into becoming, one of the main characters. So that morning, while she's burning pancakes for Kevin, he comes in from a run. And she says, wow, so like how many workouts are you doing a day now? And he's like 2, just to keep it up, and he's got a new gig and there's a love scene. So he's kind of cutting back on the carbs and he didn't eat the pancakes that she made, which kind of made her feel some type of way. Later, they go for a walk and Kevin gets noticed by a woman who points out how pregnant Madison is, which Madison was not a fan of. I didn't know what the issue was, whether it was because, like, lady, me and my man are walking down the street. Like, get the hell away from us. Like, I understand you're a fan, but come on, this is a bit much. I didn't know what it was. Kevin takes the picture with the lady and then she walks away. And he notices that Madison is pissed and he doesn't know why. He assumes it's because of the love scene that he has to do in this movie. And she says, no, it's not about that. It's about the pancakes you didn't eat. It's about this woman who I don't know noticing that I'm pregnant. She storms off because she's just stressed out and she just wants to walk alone and deal with her issues by herself for a minute. And Kevin doesn't know what the hell's going on. Then the fan comes back over because she blinked. I was like, ma'am, you are really doing too much. You are really doing too much. When they finally have a conversation later on, she reminds us about her eating disorder. She goes to the doctor and gets on a scale and she's supposed to be happy that she's gaining weight and she has to put the baby's, pictures on the refrigerator, sonogram on the refrigerator to remind her to eat because she'll not want to eat. She wants to be skinny and now she's getting bigger and that's best because she's pregnant and she has to reconcile with that. That's a adjustment for her. He never realized that. They're still getting to really know each other. Later in the garage, Kevin tells Madison that he counts calories too. And he works out multiple times a day to make sure that he stays ripped. And it's not because of the acting. It's not because of the movie. Acting became his currency. But he got famous from taking his shirt off. And he works out in a garage to deal with all of his issues. He works out in the garage because that's where his dad, first really bonded with him, where it was just the two of them. And I feel like he finds some type of therapy within that. And I also feel like his conversations with Randall also helped him. And now he realizes that he doesn't have that. So he's pushing with the workouts even more now than he was before, because he doesn't have that emotional support from Randall. And I'm clocking how this seems more important to Kevin than he led on. Because a piece of me always felt like Kevin and Kate feel like if Randall wasn't around, they'd be fine. That's also my own shit, because I have siblings that are like that. You know, they aren't twins, but they have the same mom and dad versus me just having the same dad as them. And I've always felt like it was them and then it was me. You know what I'm saying? But the tough part with Kevin and Randall and Kate is that they're basically triplets, you know, not in the biological way, but in the born on the same day. Everything that happens is happening at the same time. We're all in this house together, but there's still this separation created between Kevin and Randall throughout the years. And as adults, you know, Randall has assumed responsibility in a way that has allowed Kevin to rely on him emotionally. Now Randall's not there and he's feeling that. And I'm glad that he mentioned it to Madison, that he needs to deal with this issue with his brother, because often I feel like, do y'all really love Randall? Like, or is it just because he's there? You know what I'm saying? Just because he's the guy that comes in and sometimes save the day, as annoying as he may be, you know, he tries to be perfect for everybody. So I felt good that he said that bothered him. He says he doesn't want to walk around being polite. He really wants them to be honest the way, you know, his parents were. And they even missed some things. They missed so much, even though they were so in tune with each other. So he wants them to be more in tune with themselves, within their relationship, and I'm sure with their kids. Then he tells her that he's an alcoholic with daddy issues. And she says that she has bulimia. That's what it's called. And it almost killed her when she was 17. And she's obsessed with this show Outlander. So we're sharing. Okay? Yeah, I'm excited about their relationship. So Kate and Toby go to meet with the potential baby mama. I thought the baby mama was going to be some teenager, but the baby mama's like 30, okay, with another child of her own. She's a 30-year-old single mother. So she explains when they meet up at the park that her husband died of cancer. She got pregnant from a one-night stand, and she can't see herself keeping the baby because she doesn't really want the baby, and she wants the baby to be with someone who's really going to love it and who wants it. On top of that, she's a Buffy fan, and the Ghostbusters theme song is her ringtone. So yeah, she's scoring off the charts for Kate and Toby. So she gets a call and she needs to go. So Kate and Toby offer her a ride. And while they're getting in the car, she sees them have a little spat over leaving diapers in the car, who was supposed to get the diapers or whatever. And the way they resolve it and recover and eventually joke about it, you know, he goes off about it. She was like, you good? You good? You got that off your chest? He was like, yeah, I feel so much better now. And then they laugh about it and they get past it. And watching them kind of go through misunderstanding, argument, recovery, laughing is what made her feel even stronger about them being the right people to adopt her baby. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is all the feels, y'all. This is all the feels. When they get home, Kate is excited, you know, and Toby is thinking about all the scary shit. What if she decides that she doesn't want to give us the baby? Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, he's in a place of fear and he wants her to be in this place of fear with him. So he knocks her down a few notches. Kate, oh my God, these things can happen. And she's like, you're right. Oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm like, wow, we got to share in everything. Toby does mention, however, did you see how she looked at us when she saw us forget about the diapers? She's falling hard for us. I was like, right, Toby, right? She's falling for y'all. I see it. But yes, y'all, that was all of This Is Us. I hope y'all enjoyed my review of it. This episode was okay. You know, it's okay. But there's a progression happening here. And I also don't like any episode without Malik and Deja in it. Like, I need my Malik and Deja fix. Separate or together, I need it in some way, shape, or form. But I do love, you know, I do love Beth so much. Like, she always comes with the one-liners. Put my foot in these pancakes, okay? Y'all gonna respect me putting my foot in the pancakes, okay? But either way, y'all, I enjoy This Is Us. I hope y'all enjoy it as well. I'll see y'all in the next one.